Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about the question, what is Grundrar the fighter? And I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons. And I think we've reached this point, right? So right now I'm rewatching through the Rise of the Planet of the Apes movies. And in the first of those, the Matthew Reeves trilogy, there is this question, there's this point where Caesar, the ape, he's like a teenager now. And James Franco is his dad, air quotes, dad, right? John Lithgow is, air quotes, his brother, right? That's a pretty incredible relationship between Caesar and John Lithgow's character. And Caesar gets taken on a walk in the redwoods by James Franco and John Lithgow and John Franco's girlfriend. And Caesar comes back after seeing this dog and he says, "Am I a pet?" Right? Like, because he saw this dog on a leash and he realizes he's on a leash. And John Lithgow had said, "Hey, take Caesar off that leash, man. That ain't cool," right? Like, and he's like, we need to do it for safety. And James Franco does care about Caesar. It's a very deep film, like incredible film. The reason I'm rewatching it is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming up. I'm getting a fourth movie in this trilogy, and this trilogy is incredibly important to me. It's an intellectual property I love, and then. James Franco says, "No, you're not a pet." And then Caesar says, "What is Caesar?" Right? And I think we've reached the "what is Caesar" moment with our player characters. Not all players have reached this, but I think many players have definitely reached this. And I am seeing this on Twitter right now. So I throw down on Twitter. I love getting into it on Twitter. And so I made this post. I saw this incredibly bad dungeon master on Twitter complaining that one of his players had basically he had died early in the campaign. So a longtime friend comes into this dungeon master's game, and the dungeon master kills the player character early in the campaign. And the player's like, "Hey, I invested time here. I'm paraphrasing for you. You can go see it yourself on Twitter, right? It's right on my thread." And there's a lot of comments on it. Let me keep focused here. I'm not going to talk about the comments yet. All right, so basically, and this player says to the dungeon master, "I'm not done with this character yet, right? Like, is this everything? Like, my character's just dead? I'm not, like, and you guys are just moving on and continuing play, and I'm expected to just roll up a new character?" And he is saying, and this player is saying to the dungeon master that he's uncomfortable with his death. And I think his player character, right before he died, was saying, "What is Grundrar the fighter?" Right? We are getting these questions from our player characters saying, "What is happening here? What am I made for? What am I?" Right? And this question is right now emerging, right? Where are we in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition history? We are at a point nowhere like where we've ever been before. I've been saying for years, Dungeons & Dragons is not a game. It is a tabletop role-playing game experience where you will explore your own identity. You will explore the identity of humanity itself. You will explore the identity of every player at your table. You will explore the identity of your dungeon master. You will explore the very nature of human identity. And there will be no limits to the exploration, right? And now these player characters created, right? James Franco created Caesar. He medically experimented on his mother, and then Caesar was born. And then he brought him home, and he poured himself into Caesar. And he poured his father's life into Caesar. And then Caesar began to affect them, right? And so for the rank amateur noobs, and for the people who will never learn, grow, or change with or without Dungeons & Dragons, player characters are nothing. They're just a character sheet. They're just a pile of stats and feats. But if you're here, you know better. You know right now we are getting the question. What is Grundrar the fighter? What is Grundrar the fighter? What is Grundrar the fighter? What is Caesar? And these these player characters are saying, "What the heck was I made for? Am I all me? Am I all you? Am I part you? Are you part me?" We are there. We are there at the question, what is Grundrar the Fighter? Go look at that thread on Twitter. You will see a bunch of confused, horribly sad, stunted spirits who say, do not use Dungeons & Dragons to learn, grow, or change. How dare you try to learn, grow, or change? Join us in ignorance. Don't do it. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.